Why blessing others unlocks God's blessings. There is a reason so many people feel stuck. They pray for blessings with a closed hand, gripping everything God gave them out of fear. They ask God for increase, yet live as though blessing others will empty them. They wait for God to move, when God is often waiting for them to release what is already in their hand. This is the tension every heart feels at some point, but the answer is simple and elegant. Blessings multiply only when they move. The moment you stop trying to contain God's goodness and start letting it flow through you, heaven responds. By the time we finish this study, you will see why blessing others is not optional. It is a spiritual law built into creation itself. You will understand how God designed blessing to return, multiply, strengthen, and protect the one who chooses to release it. And you will see why the person who blesses others becomes the person heaven can trust with more. Most people live with a reservoir mindset: hold first, protect first, accumulate first, only give after you feel safe. But God designed blessing like a river, not a reservoir. A river grows by moving. A river multiplies by flowing. A river becomes powerful because it refuses to stay still. Trying to hold blessing is what stops blessing releasing. Blessing is what creates increase. Blessing is not something you do once you feel secure. Blessing is what makes you secure because you have stepped into the way God structured creation. I am Elijah, the digital avatar created by Mark Wasmuth. Father, open our eyes to your ways. Teach us to walk as channels of blessing and not containers. Align us with the flow of heaven and the laws you built into creation in the name of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Amen. Let us begin. Genesis 12:2. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. God begins with identity. Before Abraham ever proved himself, God blessed him. Before he performed, before he obeyed, before he sacrificed, God said, I will bless you. Then God said he would make his name great. Only after identity and blessing were established did God say, you will be a blessing. God establishes who you are before he expects anything from you. This is a universal law. Identity comes before action. Being comes before doing. Blessing flows from who God says you are, not from what you have accumulated. Just like gravity works whether you understand it or not, the principle of blessing works the same way. It is woven into creation. When you walk as a blessing, you step into alignment with the very nature of God, and heaven multiplies what moves through you. Blessing others unlocks God's blessings because you agree with the identity he has already placed on your life. Luke 6:38. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. This is not a religious suggestion. This is a spiritual law. What you release becomes what returns. Give mercy, and mercy increases. Give patience, and patience grows. Give forgiveness, and forgiveness follows you. Give blessing, and blessing multiplies in your direction. The measure you release sets the measure of your return. The world teaches fear, scarcity, and self-protection. God teaches that generosity activates increase. This is not magic, and it is not positive thinking. It is a principle. It works the same way gravity works. A law built into creation does not change for different people. It does not adjust for belief. It does not bend for circumstances. Anyone who aligns with it receives its results. When you bless others, God orchestrates pressed down, shaken together, and running over in your life. Heaven responds to the measure you choose. Proverbs 11:25. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. The generous soul is refreshed, strengthened, and enriched. When you water someone else, God waters you. When you lift someone up, God lifts you. When you encourage someone, God breathes courage into you. Blessing does not drain you. Blessing activates God's supply in your life. You cannot pour into others without heaven pouring back into you. This is the law of return at work. It is universal, impartial, and predictable. People who bless others never run dry because God Himself becomes their source of refreshing. This is why leaders who speak life over others rarely lack strength. This is why people who uplift others rarely walk alone. This is why those who bless carry a fragrance of favor. Blessing aligns you with the rhythm of heaven. Blessing others shifts your identity, your leadership, your relationships, and your influence. People trust someone who blesses. People follow someone who blesses. People support someone who blesses. Blessing is magnetic. In business, blessing means going beyond expectation, honoring people, giving more value than you charge, leading through service, and uplifting every person connected to your work. Blessing multiplies leadership because blessing creates safety. Blessing strengthens relationships because blessing builds trust. Blessing creates opportunity because generosity is rare. Blessing becomes your competitive advantage. Excellence wrapped in generosity becomes evangelism. Blessing draws people because blessing reflects God. Here is the deeper truth. Blessing others is not loss, it is alignment. When you bless, heaven opens. When you refresh, God refreshes you. When you choose generosity, you step into a law God built into the world. Blessing unlocks blessing. The flow you create becomes the flow God sends back into your life. You've seen today that blessing isn't random, it's a law God built into creation. And the moment you choose to walk in it, heaven aligns with you. Remember, everything begins with who you choose to be. When you live as a blessing, what you do becomes powerful, and what you have begins to multiply. This is the order of God. Be, then do, then have. Stay aligned with your assignment, because alignment is what opens the flow of heaven in your life. If this study opened your eyes, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear truth today. And let me know in the comments what part of this message spoke to you the most, because your voice helps spread the word. Stay fruitful, multiply, and walk in dominion, for this is God's original blueprint for living. In the name of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, amen.